All right, so what's up, guys? How's it going? I'm back with another video. Finally, it's been a while, but I'm definitely back. I'm definitely going to start making more videos. So this is the very first one of many. Okay, just keep that in mind. All right, so today's video is a little bit different. It's not so much a tutorial. It's not a unboxing. It's not any kind of review or anything like that because I've already reviewed this product a long time ago and I've had it for quite a while. So back here you can see is my NZXT H440 case. Now this case back here is an awesome case. The fans are a little noisy whenever you're using the hub, the little fan hub that's in the back. It's behind the back panel because the fans are pretty much running at 100% and it's ridiculous. And so I ended up pulling all the fans off the hub and going off of the headers that were on my motherboard. So that's the way it's running now, and it seems to be a lot quieter. Well, people always gave me crap, and I've seen other people give other people crap about desktops and towers and cases, whatever you want to call it, being on the floor. Now, this room is shared with my dog. I got a pit bull mix, and he sheds like nobody's business. I'm surprised he's not naked. Loads of hair all the time, constantly sweeping it up and everything else to keep it clean in here. So I've decided finally, yes, I will pull it up off the floor. I'll put it on the desk. But the problem is as you can see right here, there's these vents. I don't know how well you can see that, but there's some vents up here on the top of the case that are blowing right in my face now. So whenever I'm playing a game, it's not so much heat or wind. Like I don't feel any actual wind or air being blown in my face. So that's not the problem. The problem is the noise. Now, whenever the fans kick up on the Corsair H110i GT, they are loud. I had the original fans that came with it, which I don't think were as loud as these ones were, but they died. The bearings started going out super fast. I thought I was doing something wrong by, they're supposed to be up. I think I had it in an intake pattern, and when they hang or something, Corsair told me that wasn't good. That I should have it up to where the bearing isn't hanging from where it's perched. It should be gravity pulling down on the face of the fan. So I was like, all right, I'll try that, I guess. So then I had to go with exhaust. So now it's exhausting out. Well, now the issue is that when it's running and I'm playing a game or I'm editing or whatever, it is loud. So my microphone picks up a lot of the noise. It's kind of annoying. So anyway, long story short, the front part of the case here has three 120, I think they're 120 mil fans in it. I'm going to move those three fans up here to the top because these case fans here are actually relatively quiet and they don't ramp up or anything. I have those to where they just stay a steady RPM. They never ramp up. They never do anything. Only the CPU radiator fans ramp up whenever it's under load, it's getting hot, whatever. It's fine. My case is good. It keeps the temperatures down. I'm not worried about it. So I'm going to move these fans, put them up top, and put the radiator along here in the front of my case. Because in the front of the case here, there's nothing aiming at me. There's nothing aiming at me. These same vents that you see up here are facing out the opposite side, the back of the case. So I'm hoping that because this side over here is super flat, super flush, that all that noise is going to get jetted out the other side and it won't be as bad for my microphone. It's not so bad, but I just don't want it to be picking up in my microphone here, my Audio Technica, and be feeding it back into people whenever I'm playing Counter-Strike or if I'm trying to do voiceover work while I'm working on the video for the channel. I don't want it to have a lot of feedback from my fans. So anyway, that's the goal. So I'm going to flip the camera around. I'm going to turn off the computer, set it over here on the desk, and I'm going to get to work. And you'll see, through the magic of editing, you'll see a nice time lapse of me trying to change some things around. It's going to be a tedious process with all the fans, but I'm hoping that it works, because if not, I'm ordering a new case. Check back with you in a little bit. All right, so here we are. I have my computer. It's ready to go. I'm going to take it all apart. I'm going to try to swap the radiator from up here to in the front. We'll see how long this takes. You'll get a nice little time lapse, so don't worry. All right, so I noticed one thing here. Let me bring this camera around for you real fast. Now I noticed that in order, sorry it's so bumpy, in order to put the radiator here, I have to remove these drive bays. So hopefully I can get this all in there, have it mounted up here without affecting this 3.5mm drive. Otherwise, that's gonna suck. So I just wanted to point that out because I'm not happy about it. But other than that, everything's going smooth. All right, whew, that was a workout. So I got them in, finally. I gotta tighten everything back down and then I gotta work on the top fan. So I finally got it in. The hoses are fine. They don't look like they're too tight. They don't look like they're getting any crazy tension, amounts of tension on them. The only problem I think I'm having here is I gotta find out, I gotta read where exactly I gotta put my 3.5-inch drive, because I moved the 3.5-inch drive and I had to pull it out. Here it is right here. I had to pull it out in order to make room for the radiator and fan. So we'll see what happens whenever I get to that point. All right, back to it. So I found out, I did a little bit of researching just to make sure, but down here on the bottom of the case, it actually has a spot for another 2.5-inch drive or a 3.5-inch drive. Now the issue is that if you use a 280 millimeter radiator, two 140s, in the front, it comes all the way down to the bottom cage. So the last tray where you could have a hard drive, that's it. That's where it goes. So anyway, I wasn't sure. I saw the holes down there that were pre-drilled and it looks like a nice little tray here, but I just wanted to make sure. So I went on the owner's manual and found out. So we're good. I'm gonna mount it right here and we're gonna move on. All right, so another issue. So on the back of my hard drive, I have a 90-degree SATA data cable, right? So now that it's mounted on the floor for the back of that hard drive, that 90-degree angle won't work anymore. So now it plugs in back here behind my card. So now I have to completely remove my 980 Ti just to get to that one cable and swap it out with a straight connector. What a pain in the butt. All right, welcome back everybody. Now, this is the ending part, the conclusion of the video, and I have a problem. I don't know what the deal is, but my water temp is higher than ever before. I don't know what the deal is. I got Corsair Link up right now. Every core is sitting around 48, 49 degrees just idling. Like I haven't done anything. I've turned the computer on. I'm at the desktop with Corsair Link running. And for whatever reason, the temperatures keep going up. Now, before whenever I had it top mounted, zero issues. It was exhausting, not intake. Now it's in the front. It's got an intake, so I have it set in where it's intaking air, and I have the top one blowing air out. So I figured everything would be fine. Well, apparently it's not. One of the fans one of the Corsair fans that they sent me for replacement is now has like this weird droning whine humming noise. I guess because it's mounted this way rather than this way, kind of like the issue I had before. And in intake mode, for whatever reason, it's not cooling at all. Like, it's almost up to 50 degrees right now, just idling, doing nothing. Now, whenever I had the computer or the case and I was messing with it and changing the fans around and you were watching the little time lapse, whenever I tilted the case over, I heard water slosh around inside. Now, I never heard that before. I know that there's water. It's a closed loop system. I know it will eventually evaporate some water away, and eventually you'll have to replace an all-in-one cooler. But it's only been about a year and a half now that I've had it, and I didn't think that it would go bad that fast. My theory is, and correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments if you know more than I do about this, because I'm not an expert at water cooling. I'm thinking that whenever it's mounted on the top, more water is able to go across rather than mounted this way. All the water is staying down below, and because I have it mounted up top, so maybe the pump is not. There's not enough water to pump it through and then back around, back up out top. That's the only thing I can think of, is that there's just not enough fluid in there to keep it cool. So all that crap that I did, all that work that I did, all the effort that I put into it, I have to rip the whole thing apart again and put it right back to the way it was before, because it is now actually noisier the way that it is. But I'm not so concerned with the noise. My concern is that the cores, each individual core is up to around 49, 50 degrees Celsius just idling, doing nothing. And when I play a game, or whenever I edit or whatever, I have a feeling that thing's going to just spike and just shoot straight up. So anyhow, the conclusion of the video is, it didn't fix my problem. And now I'm going to go right back to the setup that it was in before. And instead of ordering a new case, I think I might be ordering a new cooler. Yeah. It's pretty unfortunate. I'm going to have to do look at some reviews and do some homework and everything else and try to find out which one would suit me best to try to get the best results. Because for whatever reason, this thing's having issues and I'm not happy about it. But I don't know if a year and a half, like I said before, I don't know if a year and a half is the expected lifespan. I know that they don't last forever. I know that. Because the water's going to evaporate. You can't add any more to it. So once it's done, it's done. That's it. You throw it out. It's gone. So anyway, thanks for checking out the video. If you guys have any more information, you guys could recommend me a cooler that you've been using, and that's an all-in-one cooler. That's easy, because obviously I'm not going to throw down the coin to do a custom loop for my CPU. I'm not going to do that right now. So if you guys have a suggestion for an all-in-one cooler or whatever cooler you're using, let me know down in the comments. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm close to that 300 mark, and that would make me happy if I could hit 300 subscribers. So stay tuned, and I got some more videos coming up for you, and I'll see you in the next one.